I am Jack Doyle, joined here by Paxton and Elrod, and we are back with a ball and play training session today. This is completely uncut live switch game for our players to perfect the rules, kind of get situated, and for you at home to also get the rules and get situated mentally.
Yes, I mean, we're excited here. Today is a Team White made up of Baggage's Jomboy and Jake, Pinstripe Strong's Joe and Lou, Joez and Lou, silly me.
Some people call him Joe.
Yeah, some people call him Joe, but it's Joez with a Z, and then Jolly. Against Team Blue is made up of Lovia's, Nicky, and Dalton. We got Ice, Jack, and Zoe, this guy, and Justin Penik, who's typically an ump, but, you know, he wanted to mix things up a bit.
Umps are in the game. He's also, I like how he's on Team Blue, because blue is a word for umpire, so that's fun.
True.
Also a reminder that any hit off the back wall below the shelf is 4, and above the shelf is 6. I'm sure there'll be some graphics, and we'll take you through that as well through the video. Any other batted ball the batsman can run, scoring 1 for each time they cross back and forth. It's like pickle mixed with baseball, mixed with cricket. Let's get into the game.
Yeah, we're all like figuring it out together, so this is going to be an adventure for all of us.
And that's the beauty of it.
Isn't it, though? Before we dive into everything, we got to thank DraftKings for sponsoring this training session. Thanks to you guys, we are still rolling in the warehouse. Let's get into this game.
We're in the booth. We've always been in the booth, and we are not recording this later.
Yeah, no, not at all. I actually look like Jake Storielli, and he looks like his teammate Zoe. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wear a mask. Woo.
And we're off.
We are off.
Team White against Team Blue. Beautiful color matchup going on here, and I love the scoreboard. And the warehouse. Isn't she beautiful?
You and I
First
both.
pitch, Zoe hits, not a 4, blocked by Jake, runs it out, and that's a clean 1.
Yeah, I love starting off with a clean play. We get the audience involved and get these rules really hammered out.
Right. And if we don't know the rules,
they sure as hell don't know the rules.
Why would you even critique us with the booth?
Yeah, that's true. There's no critique allowed in this.
With a second pitch, Nicky swings as hard as I've seen a person swing, but that will be a 1. He foul-tipped it, which is good in cricket.
And the thing that is different with this game versus baseball, you actually do kind of want to get it out of the baseline. So Nicky hitting it backwards was actually a really good move by him.
That's a great point. So swings as hard as he can, but he misses it, doesn't foul tip it, and that hits the board, which means it is a dot ball, as you can see by that little dot in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
We call a dot a dot.
Yes.
Original.
So back up. You're going to see a lot of Zoe and Nicky to start.
Yes.
Jimmy with the delivery right down the middle. Is that stopped? Was stopped by Jake, but he throws it away.
Throws it away.
Another close play. Lou can't grab it. The ball's going everywhere. It's like a Little League game.
So those yellow sticks, if you're not familiar, they're the wicket. And if you hit the barrel off the top, that's an automatic out is what we call it. So that's what they were aiming for, and they were missing repetitively.
Another pitch. Skied into the air. That is a 6. That's a normal blitzball home run. We'll call that a 6 here. That's the best thing you can do. So good job, Zoe. You can see that scoreboard running up. 9 runs on 5 balls.
Now, don't let the high numbers freak you out. This game is a high-scoring game.
It was actually 4 balls because there was a dot in there. But that's another foul tip. That's just going to be 1.
So now that over is over.
That over is over.
It is over. So the white team is actually going to have to switch bowlers, and that's what we're kind of seeing right here. And Zoe's just pacing, as he does.
Kind of in a full baseball uniform.
He is.
Because we take these training sessions carefully, and there's me. I kind of look like a warlock.
Yep. But locked in warlock, for sure.
Yeah, we're locked in. White team's looking nice out there. All in matching uniforms. Lou with the high socks.
He matched the socks to the jersey, which I thought was a very nice touch.
Joez is the only one not in uniform, which makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And again, we are in the booth, not doing this pre-recorded.
No, we are here. In the booth. Can't even see us.
Yeah, we're about 3 inches tall.
Yep.
We were shrinking. We were shrunk by a shrinking ray, and we are in the ceilings, and we might be in your house. So that little delay there was the pitcher being switched off. Now we have Jake into the game to pitch to Zoe.
Yep. And now notice that Lou Dab is actually in that little box on the back, which he is defending that back area that we saw Nicky play so well.
Great play there by Jimmy. The best thing you want to do as a fielder is to block the ball from hitting the back wall. So he did a great job there, but he couldn't get the physical out by hitting the wicket, resulting in a 1 for Zoe. Not a horrible thing to do. It's great to get points always, but a 4 is quadruple the amount of a 1.
It's crazy that you're both in the booth and down there.
It is
Two
crazy.
places at once.
Yeah.
It's insane. All right.
The delivery by Jake, a little nestering. Overhand throw. Jimmy can't make the play. These balls are very spinny. The consistency is like a foam ball that you'd play in dodgeball, shrunken down. It's oblong. It kind of moves strange. Shadow Joe's in the back.
Oblong is a good choice of vocabulary.
Thank you. Nicky in the box. After 1 and a dot ball, Jake's doing great. Rips it, hits the wall. Even after Jimmy's best effort. Shows us the little bit of a jump after there.
Also, any ball that hits the wall, and yes, we are playing Dr. Seuss, any ball that hits that back wall, even if it rolls into the back wall, that is an automatic 4.
Auto 4. Jake with another pitch. Nicky tips it again. The ball's going off of his bat. Crazy play by Luke, I think, back there. No, Lou. That was close.
Close
Take
enough.
the K off.
Same, like, enunciation.
Yeah. Jake looks like a young Jake.
He does. He does. When was this?
A couple years ago.
That's true. But we were there. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So back up at the dish. Overhand delivery. That is a dot ball. Almost a hole. And we haven't even talked about the hole yet.
We haven't even talked about the magic hole.
A ball that goes through that magic hole is an out.
It is. Automatic.
You can also throw it into the hole.
Yep. Magic hole.
And it can bounce in the hole. Anything can get in the hole. There's another one low, and that's a ball. And you really do not want to throw a ball in this game because that doesn't count as a pitch, but it does count as an automatic run.
Now, any person that follows cricket would probably be yelling at Zoe right now because they're saying, why didn't you swing? There's really no harm in constantly swinging. It's not like baseball.
And here's another replay we got here. One of the rules, the wicket keeper cannot leave that little wicket zone before the pitch hits something. So we're kind of checking if Lou is leaving early. What do you have on this?
I mean, that box is small.
That's close, but I really don't think you can ring him up on that.
No. I agree with that. I agree.
He might have had 1 foot out of the box, but we're learning the game, folks.
Yeah, I feel like that box is really small.
Ball into the ceiling. Those scoops in there for a nice 1.
Good stop by Jolly there for, just to smother it and make sure it doesn't get away from him and get a 4.
So that will do it for Jake's over. A pretty good over. 2 dots and 3 ones.
Yep.
Pretty good.
I agree.
Now, I think we're going to see some discussion who should pitch because you can't pitch back-to-back overs.
Correct.
3 overs in an inning.
Now, I have no idea what Nicky and Zoe just discussed. My guess it was what are we eating for lunch, but it could also be some strategy for this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there was a little bit of strategy in there, and we're here, so we just didn't hear.
And Jolly, I think, is attempting some boxing moves of some sort. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I think now we got a discussion who should pitch because this game's close. They're at 13 runs off 8 balls, which is a really good score for the bowling team. They've really limited 6s, really limited 4s, made the batting team make a lot of mistakes. They're going to send Lou out there with Zoe at the dish.
Now, to give some context of the scoring, I think a really good over for the hitting team would be around like 15 average per over. So the bowling team's doing an incredible job right now just holding them.
Incredible job. You see Lou there, not quite selling out for a dive, moving a little slow. That ball was catchable.
Oh, my God, there's you.
And that, yep. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Oh.
So Lou was moving slow. They're really getting him after for that. And that is a 1. Could have been an out. An out is really good in this.
Yes.
If you guys haven't caught on, an out is big. Nicky rocks one down the left field line. Jake does stop it but can't make the play. That's another 1. But 2 1s is really good. This is a really good over for the white team. Team white.
Team white team.
Jimmy tying his shoes. He is the keeper, and he has to be in the keeper's box.
He's definitely out of said box at the moment.
Yeah. And if you're wondering, hey, why isn't Dalton and Jack in the game? They're on the bench. They can only get up to the plate if one of the hitter or the runner gets out. Jimmy trying to bite the corner, or Lou trying to bite the corners. Can't make it happen. That's a no ball.
Now you see Nicky and Zoe when they run with their bats on the ground because their bat is actually an extension of their body. So even if their bat crosses the line before their body does, they're still safe.
Another one. Nicky isn't really squaring up this ball. Another delivery. So chips it down.
Now, out of these two, Nicky and Zoe, who do you believe to be the better hitter?
It's tough. I think they're pretty close. In baseball, I'd go with Nicky. But in Blicket, Fritz ball, whatever you want to call it, ball and play.
Did you say Blicket?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my pitch. Nicky rips a 4 up the middle, and he might have just answered my own question.
That is very true.
I feel like that's something announcers would say. Throughout this stream, we're probably going to say all of the
Cliches.
Wow, I was never going to think that word. That was huge. So comment below. What's your favorite cliche?
Yeah, tell us your favorite cliche.
Did we miss something? No. Just
No.
some strategy. They're
Some
building a rally here
talking.
with 2 4s in a row from Nicky. Joez.
Is confused.
Is Joez on the team? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a 4. Jake's diving attempt comes up short. Sorry to say the S word.
Hate that.
Jimmy explaining some rules, which we've probably already covered because we're all over this.
Yes, we are.
And for the tournament, the strike zone will look much more professional. This is kind of the scrapyard, junkyard, sandlot type of version.
Yeah.
Great camera work here the whole time. The crew's killing it, and we're here, so we can probably just tell
We're
them.
here.
What a match. What a match. Thanks for tuning in. We got more of this very match coming up, so don't go anywhere. I just need to let you know that this game has been presented to you by DraftKings, and you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code WAREHOUSE, bet $5 on any wager, and get $150 in bonus bets. That's promo code WAREHOUSE only at DraftKings Sportsbook. And in the comments, let us know who you'd bet on to hit the next 6 in this match.
Top of the first summer.
Oh, this is crazy.
This graphic looks great. Blue team, Zoe DeMalia, 18 runs on 9 balls. Nicky with 20 off 9 balls.
That's
so they're
great.
keeping it close, and there was no outs.
Yep.
So that means we didn't see anyone on the bench. On the pitching side of things, Jimmy gave up 11 runs through 1 over, Jake 8, and Lou Dab 19. So Lou kept this blue team in the game. They're near the 40 mark, 38 some would say.
38
for the blue
would
team.
say.
So that is, to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek, that's okay.
It's not really that great.
Yeah, but the white team overall is feeling pretty good about that over. They think they can easily put up over 38. They just have to be consistent in all 3 rounds or have an outburst more than the blue team had. Because the blue team, they got hot at the end, but they didn't really string together a ton of 6s or 4s.
They want a lot of dots. We want dots.
We want dots.
We want dots. You will hear that being chanted over and over and over. Dots.
We get a nice wide of this warehouse. Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots are so underrated.
They are good. I do think they're underrated. I thought they were going to be the ice cream of the future via them saying that they were going to be the ice cream of the future.
Yeah, and they're not.
They're not. I still eat ice cream more.
Yeah, I agree. I can't really access Dippin' Dots that easily. I'm not at Disney World all the time, you know?
Yeah. If I'm never at Canopy Lake Park. Enough.
No. And it's a shame.
Is Canopy Lake Park nationwide?
No, because I have no idea what that is.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm learning. You're learning. You know,
Yeah, we're all learning.
cliches. And
That's
there's that.
always the best when you think something everyone knows, and you're like, oh, that was only in my town.
Yeah.
Like, the world is very small. Get out there and explore other cultures and other things, you know?
Other cultures.
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese's. All right.
The blue team is on the field. Penik, the lead, kind of the starter, if you will.
Yeah.
The baseball equivalent, I think, would be a starter. They're looking for a lot of dots, but at the end of the day, they want to keep them under 38, and the blue team is feeling great. First ball, Penik blocks, and that's going to be a 0.
That was a great dot. Now, this is interesting because...
Another pitch. We see another pop-up.
Oh, yeah, we lost. Okay. Most of the time, we wouldn't probably think Penik to be, a starting pitcher. But in this ball and play game, he actually throws some really good pitches for dots, as we can see so far.
Jimmy rips a
And
6.
spoke way too soon.
Really nice swing there, keeping it short. Up into that top left corner of the warehouse, which I think is the best place to hit it. That is like the real, if there wasn't a roof on this place, that would actually be a home run.
Yeah.
Really just nice connection. And it's so dark in there, maybe we're up there. That's why you can't see
Yeah,
us.
you can't. There's
Jimmy
shadows.
Swings, did he tip it? Penik's pointing at something. He did not. So that is a swing and a miss, which you don't see a lot, but that is a dot. So Penik so far, dot, a 1, a 6, and a dot. We've seen it all. Another delivery. Penik misses high. We're kind of seeing a crow hop type thing, which that's kind of what they do in cricket. So you got to appreciate that a little.
So what we just saw was a no ball, which means missed the strike zone, but we saw Jimmy and Jake switch places, which meant we actually got an additional run. So that's why you see a 2 on the scoreboard as well.
And we just saw that same exact thing again, so great thing you explained it. That is the worst thing you can do in this game, is missing the strike zone when you don't have a keeper, as you're only allowed to have a keeper in the 2nd inning.
Yep.
Another pitch. This one's a strike. Tipped backwards. They're going to get 1. Do they push 2? No, they stay. The blue team's defensive alignment's looking a little lacking some energy.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say it because there is a version of you on the blue team, but yeah, the synergy is not there for this team.
This is a cool thing to do because I'm going to be able to call myself playing, which I don't think some announcers have never done that.
I don't think anyone has ever done that on the face of this earth.
The future's now. Penik winds up. That was a close. Might have been a ball, but who cares? Jake hit a 6.
Already up.
Anything over that shelf is a 6. If it hits the top of the shelf, that is a 6.
So we just saw Jimmy and Jake. Now they have to switch batters because at the end of every over, you have to switch. Regardless of who's up, you have to switch places. So Jake just hit that 6. Now he is going on the opposite side, and Jimmy is hitting once again.
Classic duo of Jake and Jimmy doing some offensive damage.
What's Jimmy's hat? My first thought was Forgotten Rotten, and that felt weird.
Yeah. Well, you're close. I think it's Brewers. The original inspiration for
Very close.
Little Battle 1.
Very close.
Design. What a squad that was.
That wasn't it. Is that your ankles?
I am wearing stirrups without any socks on. Thanks for noticing.
Yep.
So those are my ankles peeking through.
That's nice.
Or they're socks that are really close to the color of my ankles.
Flesh tone.
AG with the pitch. So we're in the 2nd over. Does Penik stop that? He does, so it's not a 4. It doesn't hit the wall, but we don't get an out. I'm much for saying we because I'm on that team.
You'd much rather see a 1, though, than a 4, so great stop by Penik.
Yeah, huge stop. Delivery, that's inside. And they get the switch off, so that will be a 2 on a no ball. 2 and B. I'm really enjoying the scoreboard.
It's really nice. I like the aesthetic of it.
Rip down the left field line. Penik makes a nice play, and that's fundamental.
That's
A
great.
dot.
That was great.
That's where the pitcher can really rely on his defense and just look behind him as another no ball. A little chaos, but see, that will not be an out because even though the board was struck by the ball via Dalton, he got the wrong runner out. So you gotta, if you're caught in no man's land, you gotta get the far wickets. Nicky looking a little unsatisfied.
Zoe does as well, but,
Yeah, Zoe is on this team.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where he is. Another ball. That's a 4. Thought I had a chance for 6, but it is a 4. So far, not a great over.
No.
Considering they've given him 4 extra runs off pitches that don't count.
Yeah.
Another pitch ripped. Tough bounce. That's another 4. those walls can be unforgiving, but then sometimes they can help you a lot. Forgiving.
And if you are looking at the scoreboard and you're like, why is there like so many different ones? Those no balls are in fact no balls. So they just basically don't exist for the defensive team. So they could do 25 no balls and still have 6 pitches to throw.
After Nicky's no ball, he comes back with a dot.
It's good balance.
Another pitch. That one had some juice on it. Fouled back into the board, meaning that is a dot, I believe. But let's see the final ruling.
They seem to be arguing and pointing. Joe's coming out of nowhere involved.
Nicky looked like he was wrong, but let's see. No, he was right. That was a 1. And so Nicky's over's over.
Yep. Funny.
And then I'm going to come in.
Yeah. And we are witnessing history right now, guys, because never in the history of sports has someone called their own
game. I wonder if it has happened. I bet it has.
Well,
But
I mean,
whoever did that, they're not watching.
correct.
So we can just say it was.
Correct. But, I mean, there has never been someone both in the booth and on the field at the same time like you right now.
That is true.
You know.
Yeah. Jake bunts it down the line. That's not a 4, though. Dalton fires one in to Nicky.
Just an aggressive throw.
Yeah.
Now, aggressive throws this direction are fine. Now, towards the back wall, that gets a little dicey.
Right. That sneaks
is
up the
why.
middle between 3 people, and that's really all you have to do because that is a 4-run swing. It might seem like that's an out in baseball, but that gets to the wall. As the batter, you just got to find that back wall.
Yep, and as a defensive player, you just have to basically use your entire body as a stop.
That's a 1 off the ceiling. 3 balls into the over, 3 pitches into the over. 7 runs. Not a good start.
Not awful. We've seen worse,
Definitely.
but we've seen better.
Another pitch by me. Ripped. Oh, I made
And
the
a
catch.
catch.
Oh, I didn't know there was highlights of me. All right. I just sat up in my seat, folks.
Now, that was an out.
That is an out. The first out we've seen.
That was a wicket.
A wicket is
Wicket
also
and
an
out. Yes.
I wonder if we're going to get a replay. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Ball shot into the ceiling.
And we
I'm
see
tracking
a
it.
great diving play.
Just kind of snared it with one hand and then flopped the body on the floor to protect everything else.
The knees are feeling it, but that is okay because the play was made. The wicket is on the board.
That top left and bottom left view is going to be the best for you guys viewing at home.
Yep. You feel like you're on the ground
Really did.
watching it. Well done.
So a wicket with 2 balls left to go, looking promising for the blue team to really stump this rally that they have going on.
And that was a dot.
That is a dot.
Great.
A wicket and a dot.
I think it's the ankle showing that's giving you this.
It could be distracting the hitter.
And I spoke too soon.
Jolly with a great Jolly into the game. First bench player we've seen come in because Jake did get out, and he just flips it the other way to the back wall. Great piece of hitting.
So now that is the innings.
That is the end of the first inning. And I believe this is a 2-inning game.
Yes.
Bottom of the first. Summary.
That's summary. We love it.
We love the summary.
What a great.
Jake with 28 runs, an explosive inning. On just 10 balls, scoring 28 runs. The blue team scored 38 total. So he really just basically took the lead.
Yeah.
One-man show.
Yeah.
Jimmy O'Brien with a really respectable 12 off 6.
Yeah, that's good average.
Jolly saw 2 pitches and put up a 4 spot, and we didn't get to see Lou hit. Penik giving up 18, Nicky 25, me 11, all in their respective overs. And only 1 out. In 1 full inning, 6 overs, we've only seen 1 out.
Which is crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Really showcases how bad an out is.
Yes.
It is really bad to get out in this game because you also then can't play anymore.
You're out. Like out. Like not playing anymore, period.
Yeah.
Like out.
Banished.
Like loser. Out.
Sent into the shadow realm of the top left-hand corner of the warehouse.
You might as well.
us.
You might as well go shower and just leave.
Get in the booth with us.
Just
because
come hang
no
out.
one's seeing you anymore.
Maybe go pick up our lunch.
Yep, and we see Penik here.
Yep, a lot of Penik.
So blue team is clearly bringing the energy in this top of the second. They went through the first. They know what they have to do. They have to score at least 6 runs or it's over.
Yes.
If they don't score 6 runs, if they get 3 outs before they get 6 runs, white team takes this, and blue team's the away team in this matchup. So
I have no idea what we just watched Joez do.
yeah, I am wondering what Joez's role in this is. I think he's now in on defense.
Okay.
There isn't a keeper. Or they yet to choose whether they want a keeper, which is that little box we saw Jimmy and Lou playing. So we got no keeper, as you can see in this shot. I'm taking the lead as the pitch comes in. Penik rips a 6.
What a guy.
What a guy, what a swing, what a start.
So you guys can't lose at this point. That's good.
We can't,
well.
right, yeah. It is a tie game, and that is a dot. Penik just kind of smacks a wheat rounder right into the hands of the Olive. Jimmy making some defensive alignments. Let's see if it pays off. It does not. Right over the head of Jolly.
Jolly was, I want to say close, but I don't think he was that close.
I think he jumped after the ball hit the wall.
Yes, I agree with that statement. I do. I do indeed.
Penik in the batter's box. That doesn't exist. Not a batter's box.
Nope. Nope.
Just behind that line. And Penik keep the magic going. Cut right to Jimmy.
That is another dot.
I have to scramble back because if I'm caught in that no man's land between the 2 lines, Jimmy hits that back wicket, I'm done.
And you're getting our lunch.
A dot ball right in the middle. Penik swings over it. 3 dots in the last 5 pitches. Jimmy, a little cutter there, but Penik flips it down the other side for an easy one. But at this point in the game, blue team's going to need a lot of 4s and a lot of 6s because that is really good over by Jimmy.
So we are seeing you and Penik switch spots, and you are actually attacking Joez with a bat. What was your motive behind that?
I think I was going for the knees.
Makes sense.
As if you hit people in the knees, they fall down.
That is true. It's true.
So now Joez is going to be the keeper. In this second over of every inning, there must be a keeper. That third over, you'd have to choose. Penik skies one right back at us in the booth. We're in that camera.
Yeah, crazy.
And that's for a 1. We've been moving around.
We
We've
have.
been in every corner.
We have.
And we're actually there.
You can't see us, but we're there.
We're awaiting my first swing of the game as Jolly's about to deliver his second pitch of the over. Penik started out with a 1 to flip the order. Jimmy kind of robs me. We're caught a little bit, but Penik gets back in safe. What a block by Jimmy, turning that 4 into a dot.
And he just showed us it was the knee bending, I think, that helped him stop that.
Inside pitch, take off the wall for a 6.
Nice. You're laughing and talking to Zoe. Do you know what you're saying?
I refuse to say.
Okay, that makes sense. I get it.
Jolly's third pitch, up again, and it hits Lou in the hands. I got to make a dash for it. Jolly goes to tag me, which doesn't mean anything.
That is
don't get an out.
Wrong sport. It's a wrong sport. You have to hit those barrels off the wicket for it to count for anything.
This is going to be a common theme. Baseball players trying to learn the rules of cricket, and I mean, that ball should have been caught right off both hands of Lou. And there we see Jolly try to tag the runner, throw it behind him once he realizes.
Yeah, and that was definitely a risky throw by Jolly because if Jimmy's not there, it's definitely rolling into the back wall, and that's an automatic 4.
Yeah, what a stop by Jimmy. That's what I was checking out. Did that ball roll to that back wall? Because even if it's not off the hit, if it's off a throw, that is still a 4. Jimmy does block it.
Smothers it. Good positioning by him. Kept it to a 1. And Nicky is asking a question or explaining something, one of the two.
Yeah, so I do remember this.
Okay.
Because that is me.
Right now.
He was doing some speed adjustments. So kind of how when you run in sprints back and forth.
Got it.
That footwork to be as quick as possible. That's a no ball. Penik using that footwork.
Yes.
Gets that second line. Joez think he might have done something, but he has to get the other wicket there because
Correct.
I was safe.
Correct.
Brings me back up. Jimmy makes another stop. I even thought that was a 4, but that is a really good stop. A devastating one for the blue team. This inning is not going their way. Only at 60 total runs, making this an easy chase for the white team so far.
Penik back up.
Jolly misfires.
That is a no ball.
No ball, plus 2 runs.
But you were on top of it, so you got across the line before Joez got to the back, and I think he might still be trying to figure that rule out.
Yes. Joez barely fitting in the keeper lounge. I take the pitch, and that is another 2 plus a no ball.
So
this is really big for the blue team.
Huge. And this is what we were talking about earlier. I mean, it could go all day with no balls and just racking up points like that.
It's another pitch. Penik, it's a 4. Kind of robbed by the ceiling. That was a 6 swing. But on the last 3 pitches, getting 8 runs. That's huge. Kind of saving the over. Great job by Penik.
Definitely
and
agree. Yeah, not bad by you.
I'll give myself some credit there.
Yeah, you should. You're doing a lot right now. You know, you're playing, you're calling this,
Yeah.
you're hitting, you're pitching. You're doing everything.
So far, Penik 20 runs off 8 balls, with me getting 10 off 4 balls. So Penik really carrying the power this inning. Is over. Lose into the game. I flip it to the keeper and kind of forget that there's a keeper there. But Penik gets there eventually because Joez just can't squeeze this ball.
No, like a hot potato, essentially. Just
There's so much spin coming off this ball. It's like 30 times the spin of a blitz ball. It's like a spider tack baseball RPM type spin.
And if you watch this bottom right, you see the ball literally spin beneath Joe's legs, and there's just no him getting to that.
I mean, just really right at him.
Right. Shoot.
Oh,
I mean,
that's a wicked hop. But, I mean, he should have made the play.
Yeah. 1000%.
Penik gets behind the line pretty easily. Dangerous swing resulting in a 1. Penik flips one the other way again for a 6. That ball kept going.
Penik is sneaky good offensively in this. And as we can see, Sam just creeps through the door. She is also a part of this, making everything happen.
Yes. Penik after that 6 will be up at again. He flips. Now this is just anarchy here.
And
he rolled over that ball. It went backwards into this crazy, chaotic area of the warehouse that looks like the gateway to heaven.
Yes, he does.
And Joez just came out of heaven.
Yes, he did.
Bad news where he's going, I guess. Probably down or down.
Yeah, he didn't know where it went. I think it was too bright. Got confused.
So that will be ruled out of play, resulting in just a 1 run for the blue team. Even though they kept running, it was declared out of play. And for future tournaments, that area will be cleaned up. Another pitch by Lou. I rip it into the corner. Jimmy almost makes a play. That's just another 1. Taking some tough ceiling bounces. That looked like a 6. And then I said, oh, maybe that's a 4. And then it was just a 1.
Yes, this ball is definitely a lot different than the blitz balls that people are used to seeing on this warehouse page. So the spin and the way it bounces and the way it comes off the bat and the walls is just completely different. We're seeing that right here.
Completely different. That's a great point. Blue team making it a little interesting, putting up a 77. So if the inning ended right now, the white team would have to go from 44 to 77.
Whoop.
Penik, he's really working that outside swing.
But the interesting part is that you guys were both going at the same time.
Yeah, so...
I don't know who was wrong, but someone was.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. So I was outrunning Penik, so we got a 1, and the ruling, I believe, will be I'm out, because the batters cannot run out of turn with one another. Doing so will result in a hit. We just broke every rule. We kept going.
But because Joez did what a wicketkeeper is supposed to do, he got this back wicket.
Yeah. And I don't even know if he needed to do that because I lapped Penik. I left too early. I was just running sprints. And then Penik got confused, and he stopped. So we just flipped sides. So I got 3 runs. Penik only got 1, and that's just a wicket. If your runners aren't in sync, that will be a wicket. That's a rule that I think we made up after I did that first time.
I mean, that makes sense.
So it's just a massive blunder.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here watching, and the confusion for Penik is so clear.
I would like to shine some light on the fact that Joez dropped the ball and would not have gotten us out if I didn't outrun Penik. So a little chaos in the warehouse.
So it was actually Penik that got out.
Penik got out. Oh, no, I got out. Dalton's in the game.
With
but
you.
he's sitting down.
Dalton's in the game with you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Justin, 28 runs off 11 balls, and I chased him out of the game.
Literally.
So I'm now at the 2nd wicket, which in baseball, it would be like a runner on base, runner on 2nd.
So if that play was confusing for you guys at home, it was just as confusing for us up here in the booth as we are watching it happen in live time.
And the players, because, I mean, who knows what was going on in my head.
Yeah, no clue.
Lou back to finish out his over. Dolan into the game off the bench for the blue team. Dolan rips it, hits the Devastator.
You are once again outrunning people. And I hate to say this, but it seems to me that you might, in fact, be the chaos.
So I did the same exact thing. The reason this chaos is starting is because on the last ball, it's the inning's gonna end anyway, so it makes sense just to keep running. With that in mind, I got a little too excited, and we just kept going over and over again. Let's take a look at this.
You once again left
I left early, but here's the sneaky thing.
The bats were thrown.
Dalton throws his bat baseball style, so I drop my bat, and then we start baton racing like we're Team Tennessee in the Olympics. Team USA, I guess, but Tennessee, it's inferred.
That was that.
Really? I mean, let's take a look at the bottom left.
You left.
I'm there immediately.
The bat is gone.
I almost trip on the bat.
You throw your bat at Dalton.
Picks it up, then I take it from him, and we go again. This is anarchy. What is going on?
Anarchy or poetic, some might say.
Let's look at the bottom right. He really throws his bat right at me. I throw my bat to him.
Yeah, and then you pass it like a baton.
Bats are being thrown. Jimmy wants the whole thing to stop.
I don't know who was ahead of who. Dalton just leaves the game and is like, oh, yeah, I got to get my bat that I threw.
So, I mean, Dalton's quick. I think he could have kept up with me if he didn't throw the bat.
You did almost trip.
So
he also came over to your lane, which
he was in my lane.
You are supposed to, technically, you're supposed to stay on your side of the running lane, and so that way you guys, there's no injuries, there's no running into one another, and there's no tripping on the bats that are thrown at each other, as we've seen right here.
This is complete chaos.
I don't.
So Dalton ran to first and dropped the bat, and in this game, you're supposed to run to third and keep the bat.
Because your bat is an extension of your body, but that seems to be completely lost.
So we're not going to get any runs for that, and that's going to be an out. But the inning is ending anyway. Top of the 2nd summary. Penik, just an offensive outburst. I put up 12 on 6, not the best. And Dalton gets a 0 on the first pitch he's shown. And what we're not going to see in this graphic is just the absolute anarchy on the base paths.
No, and a lot of that anarchy was led by you, I will say.
Yeah, well.
You are a part of both.
It was mainly me.
Yes.
On the pitching side, or bowling side, as they say this, Jimmy, 11 runs, Jolly, 19, Lou, 10. So from Jimmy and Lou, kind of sandwiching Jolly in there. Really great overs. And Jolly himself, not too bad. This is making the chase kind of interesting.
Yes.
But pretty doable by the white team. Let's see if they can do it.
So now what we're going to see is we keep hearing you reference the chase because we are now going to watch the scoreboard count down. There's a certain amount of runs that they need to win, and we are seeing that right now being counted down. Click, 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 click.
And if you're still listening right now and watching,
God bless you.
God bless you. And this is where this game gets really interesting.
Yes.
This is the payoff where the chase, as we mentioned before, the score's going to now count down, and it's a race. As the pitches count down, you've got to get a certain amount of runs in a certain amount of pitches. So it's like high-pressure BP.
There's a lot more strategy to this, and it's not as simple as it's coming off as we're explaining it. Because even though the number might be small in comparison to what it could be, it's still really daunting when you know that you have to get certain things by each over.
Yes. White team is chasing 35 off 18. So, I mean, if you do that math, they need their 4s and 6s. It's not a gimme at all. Nicky's starting on the bump for this first over.
We need to see some 4s, some 6s, and some no balls and extra runs. That's huge.
No balls here is devastating because then, say if Nicky throws a no ball right here, that would now be the white team needs 34 runs off 18 balls again. And we haven't seen Lou swing it yet. He has power.
He is, in fact, one of the better hitters in literally warehouse history, like statistic-wise. So
Let's see what he can do.
It's not going to surprise me if he just absolutely
pops one up.
Yeah.
But that's not horrible. They did a 1 there. Probably could have stretched it to 2. But another part of the strategy, you don't need to be aggressive on the base pass because the best chance the blue team has of winning is to get 3 outs before the white team gets 34. That was a bad swing by Joez. And another 1. That was a ball.
So not off to a strong start. I do respect the conservativeness. And there is a 4.
Lou destroys a double. A line drive swing. MLB The Show perfect is kind of a good way to describe Lou's bat-to-ball skills.
Now, it wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing Lou treat this as if he's just hitting BP. And I
Pops
spoke
another
too soon,
one up.
You know?
That's a 1, which is really bad for the white team.
So
you don't want
far,
1s here because it eats up a ball, it doesn't eat up a run. The chase is now 28 on 14, and hopefully you're feeling a little pressure at home. Nicky with another pitch. Joez hits it backwards again and is off to the races, another 1.
This is just another testament of what we were saying earlier about how this ball and the way that it spins is just totally different than what we're used to seeing with the blitz ball.
I've obviously held this ball a lot in my hands, so I'm interested to see the people at home if they can understand that backspin, because watching it right now, it does look a little weird.
Yeah.
That ball's just firing backwards. Nicky with a great play, a comebacker, fires back at the plate, and now we're going to check if Lou got his bat or his feet behind that line before Nicky fired it into the hole.
And we will...
He's in front. I think he got back, but, I mean...
It's definitely close.
Nicky hucked that thing right in that hole. Straight netter.
Into the magic hole. Okay, let's see.
So...
Step over, and... He's over.
He is back. And in cricket, you just need to be grounded. So right now in this frame, he is safe already because his foot and his bat is across the line. He puts his bat down, his foot's over the line, and he's good.
Now, for the people back home, if his bat would have not been touching the ground, and let's say both of his feet would have still been on the other side of the line, he would be out because your bat needs to be grounded, your body needs to be grounded, some sort of you needs to be touching that ground.
Really close call. And great play by Nicky. At the end of the day, this is a dot ball. But an out here would be really, really crucial.
Especially getting Lou out of this offensively because though we haven't seen it quite yet, we definitely know that Lou is able to hit like nobody's business.
So that is a dot ball to end the over. Pretty good over by Nicky. Only giving up 8 runs. Lou kind of carrying so far. And now I'm in the game to try to keep him under 27. Joez, it's another one right back to the pitcher. That's another dot. And the blue team's kind of rolling. You can kind of see the energy getting up. Lou looks a little nervous. Joez.
And he looks just a little annoyed with Joez not hitting it out of that general area.
Joez puts a weird swing on it, and that's 2 dots in a row.
Is he bunting?
He bunts it down the other side, and that's another 1, but he does get Lou up.
Yes, which the end of the day is always a good strategy.
Oh, and wait a minute. Joez is going to be out because he ran the wrong way after a big lesson by Jimmy about how you can only run on the left. It's a safety hazard. Joez, let's take a look at this. Joez bunts the ball and immediately runs straight into Lou.
Yes.
Causing havoc.
And
then he goes
back.
Yeah.
So
this may seem like a harsh ruling, but the amount of times we explained this to Joez that he has to go to the left. He runs straight into the other runner and the pitcher, and that's going to be a wicket. Joez is out of the game. Off a bunt, too.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. And I will say this, you know, it's not the same level of anarchy that we saw in your play, but it was, in fact, your plays earlier in this game that probably led to this explanation numerous times of staying in your lane, and then to see Joez McFly step up to the plate and do the exact opposite of what he was just told is just, you know.
Yeah. You see the blue team celebrating and Jimmy kind of sympathizing with Joez. He's probably a little upset.
He's trying to explain himself. Jake's just disappointed.
Jake's disappointed, and this is a big situational out. There's 2 more outs, and the blue team is going to be able to hold on to this lead and win the game. Jolly into the game, pops it up. It goes backwards. I almost make the catch. Probably should have.
Probably should have.
But that's another dot. So this over, we have dot, dot, wicket, dot.
I can say this about you. You're doing great.
Thank you. I can say it too.
That's true. That's true.
I'm going to say it. I spoke too soon. That is a 6.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I didn't know for sure, but I knew.
Because this is happening in real time.
This is happening in real
know.
time.
It's just a feeling.
So after 4 good pitches, that is not a great one.
Hey, but still.
Run down the line. Penik can't stop it. So to end this over, Jolly puts up a 6 and a 4, really making this game close.
Definitely a close game, but for a single over bowling-wise, only giving up 10 is pretty good.
Pretty good. If anything under 10 and 1 over is like throwing a complete game.
It's great.
Penik in to close it out. Lou rips the ball. That hit the bottom of the shelf. That is a 4 because it has to be over the shelf or on top of the shelf to be a 6.
You saw Jimmy doing that weird hand motion that kind of looks like a line he's drawing. That's what you call 4.
The ball's loose again.
Boundary.
And the blue team gets a wicket. Jolly and Lou confused on the base pass, really trying to squeeze as many runs as possible. And Penik just back there tags him out. That is such a bad choice by the white team.
Yes, I would agree.
They are 11 runs away from winning, and they get in a run out. And they really didn't need to. They get their 1. They get their 2 easy. They should have stopped, but Jolly decided to go for more, and Lou had no idea.
Disappointing. Disappointing.
Or it might have been the opposite. I think Lou went for 1 more, and Jolly had no idea.
Yes, because Lou crossed, and it was just too late.
Lou gets aggressive. Jolly's not with him. And that's 2 wickets.
Joe's looking confused, but Lou explaining what just happened.
11 runs will win it. And that's a really close play.
And I believe that might have been a wicket. Let's see if we can get a replay on this call.
Ground ball straight back to me.
And
I go for the wicket. And that's a win for the blue team.
Jolly, is a wicket.
Jolly gets run out. That's 2 outs in a row. And the blue team takes it.
And we have to love a matchup like this because we're seeing the rules play out in real time and really getting people ready for our ball and play tournament that is coming up on this channel. I thought this was great.
This was great. And, I mean, what an ending.
What an ending.
I don't even know if this will be in the video because the video is clearly over.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe put something in here because we got 3 wickets and the blue team wins by 10 with only 78 runs.
Yep.
3 defensive outs plus a little of Joez and Lou still learning the rules, ending with a ground ball, and that's the game.
We love a dash of anarchy, but if you want more of this content, be sure to keep tuning in to JM Warehouse because we have a whole tournament of it coming up, and it's going to be fun. It's really exciting. I'm excited.
More cricket on the way.
Bye.